Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. As promised, I am doing Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter entering Cancer. Jupiter is currently in Gemini. If you want to know everything that you need to know about 2025 on to 2026, you are at the right place, especially if we're talking about Jupiter. Jupiter is the reason why Trump is president, okay? Or he's not president yet, but here's the reason why he won. Jupiter is very positive. It also brings expansion. Expansion sometimes is good and sometimes is bad if you overeat. When Jupiter touches things of food, you don't want to overeat, or when it touches things where things could be over consuming, over consumption, that's when it's no bueno. However, if it's about blessings and luck and abundance and money or resources, then Jupiter is a blessing. But overall, Jupiter is a benefic planet. Now, Jupiter is going to be, and I do want to tell you that this is going to be a lackluster visual video. You're just going to get a lot of information because I wanted to hurry up and give you guys this information because my goal was to give this to you in 2024. So here we are. Anyway, Jupiter is going to be enter Cancer June 9th, 2025, and it's going to stay in Cancer retrograde, but it'll stay all the way until June 30th, 2026. Okay, it's going to retrograde November 11th to March 10th of 2026. Okay, so we do have that, just so you know. Now, quickly, let me just tell you about Jupiter. If you don't know anything about the planet, I did touch on it a little bit, but it has a 12-year orbit, meaning that every 12 years it's going to return back to the sign that it is. So if you want to know how Jupiter in Cancer affected you before and you're a certain age, go ahead and check about 12 years ago from now, and you can see what was happening. So currently we're in Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini, last 12 years, I was doing YouTube, but I was doing book reviews. Okay. I'm still on YouTube. Now I'm doing astrology. So it's interesting. And I am an avid reader. And in Gemini, it just makes so much sense, right? So it goes back into its sign, and whatever zodiac sign it touches, it expands. So Gemini currently represents reading, books, communication, a lot of broadcasting, and that's why you had this big thing with a lot of people on social media and the media changing in a form of how we get our information and our news and how we communicate. So all that is big with Jupiter and Gemini. When it ends, it's going to be a big, big closing, okay, when it hits 29 degrees. But now, just Jupiter alone, it's a great benefic, meaning it's very positive. Some would say a blessed planet. It is dealing with religion. Jupiter is dealing with law. Jupiter deals with how we are collectively. So that's why it has law. It's the unwritten rules and what we should be abiding by. It's associated with expansion, growth, wisdom as well. The rulership of Jupiter, Jupiter rules over Sagittarius and Pisces. Neptune, you would think Pisces, it is, but the traditional ruler is Jupiter. Sagittarius is all about exploration, adventure, and pursuit of higher knowledge. And Pisces, the traditional ruler, is all about growth, creativity, compassion, and spirituality. And also, that scared me. My door kind of jumps when the front door opens, so that always scares me. I am doing this, and all my family is home, so hopefully I won't have interruptions. I realize I don't even have my phone, but that's why this is going to be a lot. Not, I was going to say lackluster. What am I talking about? You may hear some. You actually, with this mic, is so great. You don't hear any background noise, but there may be some interruptions because my family do not care about any YouTube live anything anyway, or a podcast. But so with Jupiter, you have expansion, you have growth. Okay, again, that's not always positive because whatever it touches, whether good or bad, it's going to make it big. So if you're talking about money you owe, if you're talking about your ego or any conflicts, it's going to expand that. Okay. Now it's also about wisdom and philosophy. It governs higher learning, it also religion and searching for the truth. So your belief systems and optimism and faith is also Jupiter. Jupiter not only is about higher learning, but when you have to learn more and discover the truth, and when you're adventurous, you're also talking about travel, long distance travel, not within your community, not within your state. This is around the world. So this is huge energy. The world expansion, okay? Generosity, abundance is Jupiter, kindness, giving back. Yes. So you have that over optimism, luck, there's opportunities. Luck is earned, it's not random. Jupiter's luck comes from effort, it comes from faith, it comes from seizing some opportunities. Yeah, so if you put it out there and you work hard, Jupiter is going to bless you even more. Timing is everything with Jupiter because it will bring the luck and it's optimism, not just for money. Jupiter's wealth isn't always financial. It also represents spiritual richness, joy, and abundance of opportunities, long term prosperity. Jupiter is dealing with ethics. You're talking about your moral compass. You're talking about culture, your religious beliefs, because it governs law. So you have the religion, how we live together, and law. You think Libra does because it's about fairness, but Jupiter is the law with government policies and the social justice system, how we are as a society. Okay. So it's the planet of luck. Jupiter could, when it comes to health, you're talking about your liver and you're talking about fat. Okay. There is a connection to mentors, gurus, teachers, children. Okay, because they are also dealing with mentorship of the youth. Okay, the negativities of Jupiter, the planet is overindulgence, arrogance, excessive, overconfident, false optimism, and blind faith. Okay, when Jupiter retrogrades, remember it's going to retrograde November 11th, 2025 to March 10th, 2026. You're reevaluating, you're redoing, you're repeating some steps. Okay, so you could be questioning your beliefs, you could be reevaluating opportunities, revisiting the past. There's internal energy too. So all the things dealing with Cancer, which we would discuss, you're doing all that. Now, currently, Jupiter is in the sign Gemini, and it's retrograding, I think, as I film this. Actually, let me go and look at my chart. I've been on vacation mode. So my brain and doing all the astrology, yes, is retrograding in 12 degrees. Actually, hello, if you are watching us live, hello, welcome. So it's retrograding right now. So, and it's in the sign Gemini. So Jupiter currently in the sign Gemini, it's all about broadcasting, communication, socializing. And, you know, it hits us differently because it depends on your personal chart. Also depends on what your rising sign is and where it falls in a house. But overall, this is a collective energy that I'm talking about with Jupiter and Gemini. You're talking about communication. You're talking about learning and the beginning steps of learning. Did you take a new class this year? Did you learn something new this year? The beginnings of it. That's Jupiter and Gemini. And then the crazy thing is that the opposite of Jupiter is Gemini. So it's about the small details. It really wants to focus on the bigger picture. Jupiter is like a big picture, abundance, and Gemini is like, oh, well, let's learn the details. Let's start at the basics. Let's start at the beginning. So you have that tug of war, just a lot of overload of information too. So did you find yourself really like, this is too much information, I can't take it all at the same time? That is Jupiter in Gemini. Okay. Yeah. So anytime you have a retrograde, you know, you're reflecting, you're recessing, you're focusing on inner growth. There's patience, uh, energy, because you need to practice patience because there's delays, there's reconnecting, maybe with some mentors, maybe with some gurus, what maybe with someone of a higher spiritual energy. And there's inner expansion too, and changing that perspective. Okay. And then when Jupiter goes direct, okay, now it's going direct, then you have the energy working and luck is on your side. There's blessings and you're able to learn from hopefully the lessons from the retrograde into being going direct and expanding in abundance. Okay, now let's talk about the sign Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so that means while Jupiter is in the sign Cancer, we are going to really be looking at the eclipse that will be happening while Jupiter within this year. You're going to be looking at the moon cycles, full moon and new moon. So all those cycles are going to be affecting Jupiter, and because Jupiter is ruled by, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, it's a very feminine energy. It's all about nurturing. It's your subconscious. It's your dreams. It governs your emotions, your instincts. It's to symbolize of the ebb and flow of water. It's all water, okay? Oceans. So Cancer could be dealing with a lot of natural catastrophes, okay? And let's see what else we have here. You got the lunar phase, you got the tides, sensitivity. The ruler also of Cancer is the crab. Crab walks sideways. It never wants to deal with things head on. Also, it's always looking at the past. The crab is also has his home on his back. So there is this strong sense of home and feeling safe and feeling secure. Cancer is also a cardinal sign. When you have a cardinal sign, Cardinal signs are starters. They like to get things started. They yeah, so there's a lot of starting of something with Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer's heart shell also can symbolize some strong boundaries, and it's all about protective energy and being defensive. And the crab also is dealing with yeah, okay, so I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, what else do we have? Oh, the key word for Cancer is I feel. The polarizing opposite of Capricorn, I mean of Cancer, is Capricorn. All these things relate, right? So the opposite energy of Cancer is Capricorn, and Capricorn is all about their goals and their public image, and what the outworld thinks of them. Where Cancer is all about the home and intimacy and safety and family and mother, the womb. It's also ruled over the breast. So let's see what that kind of energy is going to be with Jupiter in Cancer. You may be seeing a lot of things dealing with the breast and women, womanhood, being a mom, the womb. Okay, Cancer is deeply connected to feelings, very moody, very sensitive, because you have it ruled by the moon. The moon moves so fast. Every hour the moon is doing something different, hence why you have Cancer. You have a lot of moodiness, but you're very empathetic with Cancer. There's compassion, a lot of mood swings. Okay, so with Cancer, you got the mood swings, you got your home, you got your family. These are key things, right? There's a lot of caregiving, there's a lot of healing, a lot of sense of protective and security, fear of rejection, sensitive to your surroundings. Cancer is also dealing with the past. If you know about the moon, it holds the memory, water holds memory, and it's all about your past and the memory of past. A lot of things dealing with your roots, your ancestry, generational patterns, things that are very nostalgia. There's also creativity with any water sign. There's creativity and imagination, and remember, connection to water. So it's adaptable, even though it's a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs are the first and starting. There is this adaptability about it. There has to be a change when you have something starting, and it's also dealing with the mother archetype. So it embodies that feminine energy that I was talking about early, and you have that unconditional love, you have that protection, you have that service to your family, the loyalty to your family, okay, and devotion. Cancer energy loves tradition, is very empathetic, very compassionate, highly intuitive. All the water signs are highly intuitive. Pisces will be the highest. Cancer and the moon and the subconscious and your dreams. This is all going to be very big. Now, the shadow side of Cancer, because every zodiac sign and every energy, there's a yin and yang, there's a masculine and feminine, and also there is a positive and negative, right? So there's a shadow side to every sign, and with the shadow side of Cancer, it could be overprotective, it could be smothering, it could be clingy, it can be insecure, emotions too sensitive. Okay, again, moodiness, maybe could be withdrawn, but it's not really withdrawn, it's just that it's trying to protect itself because it's so sensitive and overly emotional. There is fear, there is tendency to retreat and become reclusive, a homebody, too much at home, okay, difficulty of letting go of the past, and a lot of passive aggressive energy. The strengths of Cancer, the positive things of Cancer, is that it's nurturing, it's very compassionate, it's protective, it's loyal, it's intuitive, it's empathetic, it's creative, there's imagination, there's emotional intelligence, and there's strong values with family and connection to the past, okay? Yeah, so that's what we have. Now, while Jupiter is in a sign Cancer, this is going to be very positive when there's a lot of positive aspects, but this is really going to affect all our water signs in a positive way. It's going to trine with, if you have any signs in Pisces, any signs in Scorpio, it's going to trine for you, okay? Now, it's going to square all my cardinal signs. So if you have Aries placements, Libra placements, and Capricorn placements, get ready for Jupiter in Cancer, not working for its best, but the positive thing about Jupiter is that it doesn't really matter if it's squaring. Whatever it touches, because it's such a positive planet, it may not be negative, okay? It may overdo some stuff, but it may be actually overdoing some positivity too. So very interesting when you're dealing with Jupiter and Venus. It's not really that predictable because most of the time it could be positive and you're dealing with a negative aspect, but when it's touching, it could be very positive. So that is the best thing about this Jupiter positive energy, okay? Now, it's exhausted in Cancer. Great energy. It's amplifying growth and family. You're going to have emotional healing with Jupiter in Cancer, and personal security. um a lot of excessive energy and abundance within the home, within your past, which is within your ancestry. Jupiter in Cancer is going to be dealing with a lot of the home, and not just your home, but it could be your country, it could be in your house, it could be with where your family, wherever you feel safe. Okay, people also, when Jupiter is in Cancer, are going to be more attuned with their cycles and the moon. You're talking about your menstrual cycle for women, you're talking about your intuition, you're talking about your sleeps and your dreams. Opportunity with nurturing and expansion of relationships of your mother, that could be happening. Okay, water sign Jupiter has a strong belief of higher power, very generous, very a sense of belonging, a sense of feeling like you feel safe. Okay, nourishing a lot of relationships, especially relationships that you trust. Jupiter in Cancer is going to be about reflecting on the past. You may be interested in learning about your roots or exploring your genealogy, learning about your family traditions, a focus on home and foundations. This could happen. And I'm going to get into the negativity of this, because we are, if you looked at my other videos, which I should have said earlier before I started this video, please. I always forget to promote myself, but you guys, please like, subscribe, share this video if you are into astrology, if you are learning something. Please don't forget to do that. That really, really helps me out a lot. If you are listening to this via podcast, welcome. I'm glad you are here listening. Please don't forget to download this podcast and subscribe, whatever it is you can do, because I am on, I think, most of the platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. I am there for you to listen to. So if you are on a road trip and you want to listen to astrology, go ahead and check out. That is the name. The name of the podcast is Astro Tarot Insights. Okay. Yeah. But what was I saying? I was saying something about foundations. Oh, I have a playlist. It's called a 2025 playlist. Now, if you're on a podcast, you just go ahead and listen to the previous episodes that I put up. I tried to put them back to back so you can have a 2025 playlist. But if you're watching this via YouTube or X, or I can't do it on X, but definitely on YouTube, because I am on X Live too and Facebook Live. But if you're watching this on YouTube, I did do a 2025 playlist. Go ahead and check that out. And it has horoscopes in there for all of you guys. Okay. Okay, so back to Jupiter in Cancer. Okay, so what else do you need to know? There's going to be a focus on home and foundations. This is also America. We're going to get into America. America, if you did not know, it's a Cancer sign. It also has a Jupiter in Cancer. So if you are an American, this is really huge for American home energy. Now, there is Jupiter in Cancer is going to be a focus on your parents, your fertility, grandmas. There could be expansions of a lot of that. Okay, a focus on kids. Okay, it's not kids per se, but being a mom. Okay, focus on family and communities, a focus on nationalism and being patriotic about your home, reevaluating domestic policies, national healing, a rise of nationalism could be happening, a shift towards security. Because remember, Cancer is all about security and protectiveness. And now there is going to be a focus of protecting your home, and it could be protecting your nations. Okay. Generosity and compassion, Jupiter and Cancer is going to inspire a lot of active a lot of active kindness, generosity, and caring for others. There's nurturing and growth through acts of care, support, and protection. There's intuitive expansion. There's deepening your family bonds, a focus on emotional healing. There is also a connection to food. Why? Why do you have a connection in food with Jupiter? Because it's all about nourishment and care. Jupiter expands our focus on food and well-being. It is the mom. So if you know about the mom and nurturing energy, it's like, did you eat? What are you eating? Are you eating healthy? Is there food? Do we have enough food? We need more food. All that is a part of that Cancer energy. Water and the environment is going to be a big thing too. So anytime Jupiter or any planet moves into a water sign, you are dealing with the ocean, you're dealing with the lakes, you're dealing with water, you're dealing with floods. That is what's going to happen. So floods, hurricanes, I know we had this already in America, may not have been natural, okay, may have been more man-made. Let's see what we will continue with that as we continue on with this year. I will do some more predictions and get more detail with that. But also, because you are dealing with Jupiter in Cancer, there's heightened intuition, psychic abilities, okay, trusting your intuition, a lot of spiritual nurturing happening. Cancer is linked to the moon, so a lot of intuitive abilities, especially strong with your dreams, vivid dreams. So if you hear people predicting things according to their dreams, that's Jupiter in Cancer. Okay, creative energy is very blossoming, blossoms when you have Jupiter in Cancer, artistic, imagination. That is going to be big, especially when it's based off of your emotions and what you're feeling. Okay. Also, we could be craving more time, trying to spend more time with people at home, spending more time with your family and friends, and people who you hung out in the past. Yeah, people who you connected to in your past. A lot of emotional waves, though. A lot of emotions and ups and downs. Be ready with that. Cancer also has a connection with wealth. Cancer, because Cancer governs security, material security, financial planning could be a thing. Get ready for that. Okay. Challenges with Jupiter in Cancer is sticking too close to home, not wanting to step out of and be adventurous, and that Cancer, that homebody energy instead of being adventurous could be a problem. Okay. Again, eating too much. Get ready for that. That could be happening. Overindulgence, emotionally overindulgence, smothering others, pampering yourself too much, manipulative or roundabout behaviors could be happening. Being very clingy, excessive to your family, nation only mentality, like no foreigners allowed. This is only the people who live here at this home. Be ready for that as a collective, and maybe even a lot of that through social media. Okay, a lot of moodiness, and it's all about the sentiment and not really thinking logically. So that could be happening. And overprotective. Cancer is a highly sensitive sign, and its tendency to overreact can take things personal when things are not personal. You're not able to really be logical. Okay. Exalted Jupiter does its best to stay positive and focused, but its grandiose may influence the overload of emotional breakdowns. Okay. So worldwide predictions. Okay. I wrote this a long time ago, so let's see if I can kind of remember. We could be overdoing the borders. Okay, really protecting them and saying no, we don't want anyone at our borders, especially with Saturn and Aries, that kind of thing, because we're so strong about our being about our nation. That could be happening. A lot of water conflicts could be happening. Economic over expansion. Let's see with the financial department, well, our economy, how that's going to happen with security. I do think there will be an issue with homes worldwide. Okay, so there will be people losing their homes, people not having homes, our discussions of not feeling safe. Cancer represents safetyness. And when it's retrograding, there could be some issues with safety. Now, I know I said Jupiter is very positive and it's a planet of benefic. So a lot of people there could be a solution happening with people buying homes. That could be happening too, because, it's not easy for people to be homeowners. So let's see what the difference is with that. Now, this is the thing. Jupiter is in Cancer, which is great. And this is going to be a blessing for a lot of Cancers, right? I am a Cancer sun. If you're a Cancer moon, if you have Cancer placements, this will be great. I feel like, wait, hold on. I feel like this is just way too bright. Is that better? I don't know. Let me know. I feel like that was just way too bright. But oh, who is calling me? Sorry. I don't know if you can hear, but my phone was ringing on my computer. Anyway, but Jupiter in Cancer is very, very positive. I want you to understand there still could be some issues, just like it's an overload of information currently right now. It's moving too fast, and we're getting to that's that Jupiter in Gemini. Now, home and feeling safe and security could be too much. Now, I do want to talk about first. Let me say, when Jupiter retrogrades in Cancer, you could be overly emotional. There could be deeper internal emotions that we are talking about. Things of feeling safe, things of looking in the past, all that is going to be questioned, and even your intuition. Okay, all that could be discussed. Now, I want to talk about the aspects of Jupiter, so you can see when Jupiter is going to work its best and when it's not going to work its best. And if you didn't know anything about aspects is when the planet moves around the orbit and it starts to connect with other planets in their zodiac sign, and how that affects us. Because Jupiter just in Cancer is everything that I explained earlier. And when it retrogrades, there's more internal energy and repeating all those steps. Now it's dealing with another planet. How is that going to work? Okay. So currently we have Pluto in Aquarius, and Jupiter is going to be in opposition of Pluto in Aquarius, especially when it first enters it. So at the beginning of June, it will be in opposition of Pluto in Aquarius. When there's an opposition, it means that things are quite not getting along. It's not too much of an opposition because it's not in Capricorn, but there's a touch of this opposition. So there could be some restructuring, some power in communities, or a transformation within the home, or something really, because Pluto represents like really going deep and looking into the mysterious things and getting the shadow side of things out of Jupiter, which Jupiter will be Cancer. So there could be some shadow things of our homeland or your home or where you feel safe, and the mysteries are going to come out. But there is this uncomfortable energy. Now, remember, Jupiter is positive, so there might be some expansion or abundance and luck and blessing within this investigation, or within these secrets, or within these mysteries, or within healing too, because Pluto represents healing. Anything Pluto touches, it makes it intense. So there could also be some intensity happening within our homes, or within our moms, or within our past. Okay. Now, later on, June 18th. Okay. So this is the beginning of June. Now we're moving to June 18th. Jupiter in Cancer is going to be squaring Neptune in Aries. Okay. Now, that's why I said if you have any Aries placements, Jupiter in Cancer is going to square your planets. If you have any, like if you have an Aries moon, or if you're Aries rising, Jupiter may square, but still remember, it may not be negative. Now, if we have Jupiter squaring Neptune in Aries, I did a video on that, and that's really about new religion, a sense of a new beginning. Okay. But there could be like this rose colored lens kind of feeling. Maybe there's over excessiveness in religion, or believing in this fake guru, spiritual materialism, false image of richness, overly optimistic, and really feeling like brave, because Aries is like, I can fight this war. So this sense of feeling like you can fight a war and you probably can't fight a war, that could be happening. Or maybe there is this, someone else is very optimistic about fighting a war, and you're like, why are we doing this? Okay. There could be this surge of energy of being brave, or being able to handle a conflict. Okay, that could be happening. What else we have? Artistic and spiritual movements, overly bold expression could be kind of like, oh, kind of tacky. Now, when you have a square, it's a challenge, so it's not really attention. There is a challenge, and a challenge is attention. So yeah, so there could be that, but at the same time, there could be this optimism and blessing, and there's a bravery with this optimism. Now, I do think there could be some refugees displacement, especially when you have this Neptune energy. Neptune doesn't have boundaries, and Aries represents something new in the beginning. So there could be some immigration issues within the homeland, and it's new. It's something that we've never experienced, and there's this feeling of it, because Neptune does represent the feeling. Okay. Now, later on, Jupiter in Cancer is going to be dealing, it's going to sextile Uranus and Gemini. I don't normally do sextiles, but because we're dealing with two big planets, this is positive. Now, sextiles mean that you have to put in the work. Okay. This is not just God blessing you. He's putting the energy out there. And what are you going to do with that? Now, Uranus represents something different, something out of the box. Uranus in Gemini is about innovation with communication, or innovation with socializing, are within your community. So now you have Jupiter in Cancer, and you're dealing with your homeland, and now you have Uranus with your community and your neighbors, or maybe even technology. So this is very positive. There could be technical advancements with home security, maybe family communication, or virtual caregiving energy could be happening. Innovative education, because that Gemini does represent that early education, that could be happening. Maybe like connecting to family and communications, or something with education within the home that could be starting. Yeah, so that seems very positive. But if you want to start if you want to do a homeschool, that could be working for you around that time. Now, Jupiter in Cancer is going to be squaring Saturn in Aries, and again, that's around the same time as the squaring Neptune. Saturn is serious. It's a discipline. It's very assertive. And now it's like squaring and challenging Jupiter in Cancer. So you can have frictions with traditions of your caregiving roles. Are you being a mom? Are you being nurturing? Maybe there's limitations, and there's war within the home front, or where you feel safe. Opportunities for maybe having some structures, and so you can feel safe. That could be happening. Okay. I do find that this is okay. Aries represents leaders too. Okay. So there could be something, Saturn represents government. So there could be something with a leader in the government, and now it's affecting your home, and it's making something really big within your home and where you feel safe, or something dealing with security. And remember, I told you Cancer can represent economics and food. Okay. So there could be that. Now, Saturn also represents lessons. So there could be a new lesson coming our way, and in regards to our home, our mom, or us being feminine, or our wombs, our fertility, and some some sort. Okay. Now, I do think with the USA, there could be some economic financial tension, challenges in leadership, or maybe there is this public sentiment that's happening and we're frustrated in some way within this. Okay. Now, quickly, let me tell you about America. America has Jupiter in Cancer. Should I share the chart? Should I share my chart? Hold on, let me show this. I said I wasn't going to do it because it is distracting for me. Oh, wait a minute. And I wanted to make it a little simple, but I am going to show you guys this, okay? I'm going to show America. Okay, first let me just show you. See Donald Trump, Jupiter. This is currently Jupiter is in a sign in the sky. Jupiter is in a sign Gemini. So it's very positive for Trump. So anyone who has Cancer placements, when Jupiter is hovering on top of your planets, your personal planets, this is a blessing. So see if you have Cancer placements at all. It's going to really help you, especially within that house. And this is the house of government, right? Now, when Jupiter enters Cancer, this is going to be very interesting for Trump because there's something behind closed doors. 12th house also represents endings, the unknown, secrets, things that are very hidden. That could be happening for Trump, okay, in a very big way. We may not see any of this, or we may see some of it, okay? That could be happening for Trump. But let me put up USA's chart because this is actually bigger, even though that is big because if he's going to be president, that's going to be big. Now, Jupiter is going to move here, and this is the Cancer house. This is the 8th house of America. Jupiter is going to touch Venus, which is positive. It's going to touch Jupiter. It's going to have a Jupiter return for USA. It's going to touch the sun, and it's going to touch Mercury, which is retrograding in the sign Cancer. All of these planets for America is in the sign Cancer. So this is really big for America, okay? When you have this, there could be a period of growth and expansion, optimism, abundance, very positive for America. America is looking at its life's purpose. There's a new beginning. There's opportunities of luck. Maybe as a country, there's some spiritual or philosophical growth, manifestation. This could be happening. Now it's in the 8th house. The 8th house is all about transformation. Transformation is about things that are hidden. It is about things that are mysterious. Okay. Occults also could be happening in that 8th house, but we could be having some abundance when it comes to money that we owe. That could be a big thing here. There could be an abundance or awareness, especially when it hits that sun, of the secrets and the mysteries of America. Let's see what happens. But economic growth, financial focus, wealth redistribution, emotional sense of national security, a focus on security, emotional healing. The 8th house represents a transformation. America could be going over a transformation, a rebirth of some sort. The themes of death. Okay, maybe even a transformation in policies. Okay, the 8th house does represent power too. So let's see if there's a shift in power. Yeah. So what else do we have in here? Let me see. Yeah, so when it hits each planet, I said the occult, I said mysticism, control issues, obsessive of power. Yeah, that is what we have for debts, taxes. That could be a big thing. International influences, increased involvement in global crisis. Let me see. And I talked about USA security, a focus on security as well. Now, when it hits each planet, so when it hits Venus, very positive, a lot of support for America. When it hits Jupiter, this is a rebirth. This is a restarting of some sort. And it could be very abundant and big. When it hits the sun, there is a focus and there could be some secrets and mysteries happening. And when it hits Mercury, anytime anything hitting Mercury and it's Jupiter, it's some big story is going to come out. Okay. Something's going to be said about America. Now, let me just tell you the history of Jupiter in Cancer. When you know what happens historically, it can help you understand what's going to happen in the future. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to quickly go over them. And so you can understand. 1930, we had the Great Depression. Okay. At the same time, Uranus was in Aries. So we did have an Aries placement, but we had a Great Depression. And during the Depression, we had economic hardships. Okay. Unemployment, poverty. Remember, Cancer represents our finances. Okay. We had the stock market crash. That could be connected to Jupiter and Cancer because you're talking about finances. We had the Dust Bowl. I didn't know what this was. Severe drought and poor agricultural practices in the U.S. Great Plains. That happened in the 1930s. Let me see. We had the rise of grassroots and community support. Cancer does represent that grassroots, that past, things that could be a little bit insecure behind the closed food banks. It helped that with that. The grassroots was helping the community. It's helping its home. Okay. Who reveals the reality of homelessness? Again, anything dealing with home, whether you have a home or don't have a home. That is a big thing. And that happened in the past while Jupiter was in Cancer. Millions lost their homes due to foreclosures and unemployment. This could be bigger. The foreclosures, people not affording their homes, everyone who bought the home during COVID, maybe they could be losing their homes. I don't want to say that, or maybe the homes, the whole policies of the homes can change. And that can happen within a year. Like at the beginning, there's these policies where people are losing their homes. And then towards the end, there is a result when it gets out of that retrograde of helping it. International economic struggles that happened while Jupiter was in Cancer. Let me see. Let me see if I have actual dates here. World War II and domestic mobilization happened. World War II intensified. Nations redirected their domestic resources towards the war. So let's stop focusing on home and let's fight the war. That happened. Okay. Advancements in war technology. Cancer is associated with protection. So now let's protect our home and let's fight and let's put the money into the war. Rationing and resource management. Governments implemented strict rationing systems. Okay. And that happened with Jupiter and Gemini in Cancer. The women workforce started to happen because the men had to go work, and now there's a focus of women. And Cancer is very feminine energy. So, and now the women who were supposed to be maintaining the homes now have to step up for the country and work for the country. What else do we have? Japanese Americans around 1942. That's when Jupiter was in Cancer. Japanese Americans were forced to relocate to camps. Okay, so this could be happening because it's like a displacement of families. Okay, the Holocaust also intensified during Jupiter in Cancer. What else we had in 1942? The Allied invasion of North Africa happened. Let me see. The post-war reconstruction happened, a focus on rebuilding your home. The beginning of civil rights movement happened. Brown versus Board education happened during Jupiter in Cancer. Post-war economic recovery happened. The civil rights movement happened. And the connection to that is your community and your home and having justice and fairness, because Jupiter is about the law, right? And justice and fairness for everyone now, with even people within our home. So everyone gets taken care of. Okay. So civil rights, you had the women's movement happening with Jupiter and Cancer. This one was really interesting. The baby boom happened during Jupiter and Cancer. So again, a lot of reproduction in the wombs and families. The formation of NATO alliances that happened because now Cancer wants to protect their homeland. So that could be happening. The Warsaw Pact, that was in response to NATO. So the Soviet Union had that, and that was because they're trying to protect their country and their legacy too. What else do we have? Innovation of home appliances happened during Jupiter in Cancer. Let me see what I also have here. 1978 to 1979, economic challenges, political shifts happened when we had that. Okay, rising of inflation. There was a second oil crisis, and that could be connected because you're talking about nourishing and security. So what you value, your oil, your water, your land, all that took a shift, and that affected the economy. China's economic reform happened in 1978. Again, money. U.S. policy shifts under President Jimmy Carter in 1978 to 1979. National Energy Act of 1978, and that was the focus on the resources and your homeland and domestic homeland. Okay, let me see what else we hear. 1990 to 1991. We had the dissolution of the Soviet Union, the end of the Cold War. Now this is impacting national identities and domestic policies worldwide. Okay, the Gulf War and focus on homeland security. Again, homeland security is big with Jupiter and Cancer. Also, what I saw a lot of connections of the past is not just homeland security, but you also had the misplacements of home and people losing their homes in a very big way. Okay, so get ready for that. Let me see. Apartheid began in 1990. This connection with Cancer could be the emotional of society healing. So that could be happening. Nelson Mandela was released also with Jupiter in Cancer too. 2002 to 2003, security concerns of domestic policies established the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Look at that. Homeland Security is established with Jupiter in Cancer. Get ready for that. The implementation of the Patriot Act, the U.S. Patriot Act, enacted in late 2001, was expanded and deeply embedded into domestic policies during 2002 and 2003. Heightened surveillance, really taking it big with protecting the home. So we'll see that happening. The invasion of Iraq happened, and that could be associated again with protecting your homeland. What else do we have? NATO expansion, again, protecting your homeland. That happened in 2013. We had the movements of advancements with technology. This is what I was saying earlier. So you have the smart home happening, social media and emotional connection through people emotionally connecting through social media. That could be happening. Streaming services transform the home entertainment. Look out for something like that. Okay. Yeah. Water crises in Detroit that happened in 2014. President Donald Trump bows out in 2012, and Jupiter was in Cancer. Again, Jupiter for Cancer for Trump moves into that 12th house, and that 12th house is not just things that are ending or things that are ending. It also is lacking insecurity. So the luck for him or the expansion of lacking. Let's see what happens with Trump. Okay, now while Jupiter is in Cancer, you want to be charitable, you want to save, you want to accumulate, you want to help and comfort others. You want to you could focus on real estate if it's possible, mother, family, food industry, really saving up anything when it comes to food and security. Okay, honor your emotions, set some boundaries, focus on foundations, nurture relationships, use your intuition, do not live in fear, use your intuition, do not think in lack. Okay, don't overdo things that are familiar, because that's what Jupiter in Cancer wants you to just do the same thing that you've done in your past. Okay, repair relationships though, honor needs of comfort, safety, recognize the importance of your intuition. Don't over pamper, don't over coddle, don't be too clingy over others. Okay. Now, I know I'm going to have the horoscopes. Please join my newsletter for the horoscopes because I don't have time. I will quickly say some things though. Aries rising, this is happening in your 4th house, so it's going to be a focus on your home for you. More than anything, Aries placements, you are going to have a focus on your home. Now, when it comes to Taurus risings or Taurus placements, this is going to be a focus on communication in your local community. This could be dealing with your neighborhood and your siblings or something with learning within the past. Okay. Taurus, this is expanding your network. Okay. This is network. Actually, let me see. Oh, I said that. Okay. I'm like, why is that the same thing? So Taurus, this is affecting your network, which is your community. Okay. Geminis, this is affecting your finances. You may be feeling like maybe you're getting a lot of money. Maybe you feel insecure with your money. Be aware of that. But material resources, what you deem valuable, your personal income, maybe even within the home, getting money from your home. Very positive, I would think. I would want Jupiter in my in my 2nd house. Now, for Cancers, this is all about your identity. This is all about your personal growth, the expansion of yourself. Okay, Leos, this is all about introspection. This is Donald Trump is a Leo rising, so everything that I basically said of Trump, even though he has planets in there, you may not have planets in there, but this is about spiritual growth. This is about solitude and subconscious patterns. Okay, what else do we have for Virgos? This is all about your friendships. That's going to be big. Networking, communicating, your future, your hopes and dreams, technology, social media. If you are dealing with anything with communications and aspirations, this is going to be big for you. Libra risings, this is all about your career and public health, public life. This is very positive for you, Libra risings. Okay, if you have any Libra placements, professional growth, your reputation, career, long-term ambitions, work really hard, and you are going to get all the blessings. Scorpios, this is all about higher learning and expansion. This is really about traveling. You may be traveling a lot. You may be expanding your higher belief. There may be something dealing with higher learning something that is beyond the basics. It's great for you. Okay, Sagittarius, this is in the house of transformation. Shared resources. You may be getting an inheritance within this year. There's something dealing with intimacy. Maybe you are going to get some straight great healing. God is on your side in the form of rebirth and transformation and deep emotional change. You may be really working with something that's dealing with psychology, or something that's dealing with tarot cards, or anything that's taboo and that's supposed to be dark. There is blessings within that for you. Okay, Sagittarius. Okay, investing in your emotional and financial security. Capricorn, seventh house. This is about your relationships and your partner. And your partner, if you have a business partner, or you have a husband, or you have a spouse, spouse is a husband or whatever. If you have a boyfriend of some sort, long-term relationship in any form of capacity, this is really about them, and they're getting their blessings, and that should be helping you. If it's not, if you don't have a partner, then this is really about you being creative and you having harmony and balance, or something with law is going to be working for you, and it's going to work out for the best. Okay, Aquarius, this is in your sixth house. This is all about health. This is about your daily routines. This is about your pets, our charitable energy, giving to others. Okay, work balance, service to others. And Pisces, last, this is in your fifth house of creativity and self-expression, having fun. This could be also the energy of giving birth, fertility. If you are a mom, maybe you're going to be a new mom this year. If you're not a mom, you could be a grandma, you could be, okay, or grandparent. Fertility, this is the house of fertility. This is a house of romance. This is a house of having fun with children and you having fun yourself. Yeah, and creativity. Okay, that is what I have for other horoscopes. I did them fast. I hope it worked out for you guys. Thank you. Look out for the next video. It's going to be Uranus entering Gemini. And if you want to know more about this, I put all these details in my community group, and I will see you guys. You can join it. The link is down below. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.